Alright, all the Queen's Men fans, it's time for the penultimate episode of Season 1. And I'm chuckling for two reasons, and well, yeah. So first off, the title of the episode, Balls to the Wall. And strangely enough, this was the episode that was written and directed by Mr. Tyler Perry. Alright, so again, this is Season 1, Episode 9, Balls to the Wall. Madam is all business but makes it known that her family is off limits. Things heat up between Dime and Amp. Doc tries to make things better with his widowed mistress. Things take a turn for Tina. So, yeah, didn't really like this episode. I thought Episode 8 was the blah exposition episode, but this episode wasn't really feeling it. 4 out of 10. So before going into my thoughts, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe to help me reach 200,000 subscribers. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Okay, so Doc, ironically enough, when he was about to lose his balls, gained some balls, and killed Tina. Because Tina, remember, had called him over because, oh, I missed you. But it turned out to be a ploy in order to threaten him within a few inches of his life through his man. Basically, she was going to chop his wee-wee off. Because of the fact that she was scorned for a couple of reasons. The main one, getting another hoe pregnant in reference to Teresa. And the verdict's still out as to whether or not that's actually their daughter. Again, DNA test still pending, but apparently we're just going off of pictures in person and over the phone. So on top of that, she also feels like she isn't being taken care of now that Alan's gone, because you know that bitch Madam killed my husband. Now who's going to take care of me? Yes, Alan, who was beating, raping, and torturing you in episode 1. I mean, at least you were financially taken care of when he was still alive. So I don't understand it, because it took several episodes for people to begin asking questions. Where's Alan? What's going on? And with him being an important man in business, and I mentioned this in a few episode reviews, when a guy that powerful is taken out with connections and whatnot, there's a power vacuum, and then it becomes, okay, who's going to do this job now and who's going to do that job? But the first thing is, before a confirmed death is out there, you need to know, where is he? So, I mean, does he not have insurance, or is it a situation where he has to be confirmed dead before insurance is claimed? I don't know, but either way, Tina was about to chop off Doc's thing because of that. Not to mention she was naked, so obviously it was seduction versus a threat all in one. And again, Doc just shot her, and this time was actually, you know, hit with some blood splatter, as opposed to episode 1 when Madam killed Alan and Doc was surprisingly clean, despite how close he was to Alan when he was shot. So leave it to Tyler Perry for blood splatter, I guess. But in any case, yeah. Going over to Madam in Blue, you know, the fact that, you know, she's all business, given the fact that family's off limit. I guess this is a follow-up to how Amp was getting beaten up in the previous episode. I believe Patricia, aka Sharon's mom and Terry's mother, she was the woman who Amp approached in episode 1 to apologize before Terry showed up with a gun to his head. This was pretty much a threat to her to keep away from her nephew. And I think Patricia, once she realized who Madam was, she said, Terry, stay away from the devil's sister. So I guess because of the father's reputation, Madam is pretty much putting the fear of God in people like Patricia. So it really gave off, you know, remnants of the Malones. And like I said, Tyler Perry isms, it's not something uncommon to compare the writing style of characters from one show to another. It looks like there's a dinner date between Amp and Dime. You know, it's the sharing drama of, okay, here's what happened in my life, here's what happened in mine. You know, Amp with the drunk driving and the whole thing with Sharon. and Dime being a rookie exotic dancer at a time, and she almost got raped going over to a client's house. So it's just pretty much one of those situations where they kind of share some background on each other to get to know each other better. All right, so Midnight with no condom and Babyface are having a foursome with Miss Tandy, and I think one of her friends, is it Dawn? I'm sorry if it's not Dawn. My damn handwriting looks like it says Dean, but I think it's Dawn. So it's Dawn, Miss Tandy, Babyface, and Midnight. Trouble actually gets beaten up by two guys at the club, not the strippers, but just two guys. It looked like Blue saw the whole thing but didn't do a damn thing about it because she told Trouble not to mess around with some Latina girl who was kind of giving Trouble the eye. So I guess it was a situation where Trouble got involved with one of the patrons, and then the two guys that was with the Latina girl didn't like it, and she got roughed up a bit. But Midnight and Doc actually came to her rescue, which kind of harkens back to episode 8 where she's like, she wants to be treated like one of the guys, and they watch out for their own. And just remember, as soon as Trouble joined the club, she was making money that competed with the likes of the VIP strippers, so there was always a bit of tension there. So it was cool to see her them have her back when push came to shove. So the concierge came by, and Madam acts a bit surprised by it, and that's something I didn't mention in the previous review because I'm pretty sure Madam told Blue to get the concierge to come over, but now she looks surprised that he's there. But it was mentioned by a couple other people I saw review the show that, it's not uncommon when you have different writers and directors in a particular season of a show where it seems like let's say if every single episode was written by one person, except for like one random episode, let's say episode 13 of 25 was written by somebody else. It's almost as if their episode that they wrote is completely detached from the events of the previous episodes, because a lot of things in this particular episode felt like rehashing. Not to mention, it's like, wait, did Tyler not read the script or know what happened in previous episodes? Because it felt like there was some rehashing going on during this episode that didn't make sense based on things we saw in the previous 8 episodes, if that makes any sense. Because it might sound like I'm talking in circles, because Madam and Miss Tandy did the same thing when they talk about, their reputations, about their names being in the wrong circles. So going back to the concierge who makes the deal about, hey, with Alan, we're making like 2.5 to 3 million a year. And then I think something Madam said along the lines was $100,000 or something per month. So essentially it's like she almost accepted the same deal, but it's almost as if she said, no, I'm not going to accept your deal. I'm going to make a deal on my terms. And I've kind of gotten fed up with the whole Tyler Perry money thing, because there have been plenty of times in the Oval or the Haves and the Have-Nots where a character mentions a specific amount of money, like, here's the amount of money you're borrowing, and if you don't pay it back, you're dead, versus somebody stole X amount of dollars, but then the money gets inconsistent with how much it actually was, and this and that. So this episode was kind of about establishing the deal that Madam and the concierge made with each other. Again, it's a different arrangement due to the fact that Alan is gone, so the money laundering has to take place. But yeah, this episode, I could have done without this particular episode because it just felt so out of place compared to the previous 8. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 10. But like I said, we only got one episode left. And, once I do the review for that, there's the season 1 overview. And I'm pretty much done with the show until we get an announcement of a season 2. But was I too harsh on this episode? It just felt like a lot of characters felt out of character. That's really the best way to put it. And wasn't there a moment where Doc uses a device to make sure the room wasn't bugged, which seemed completely out of character for him? If it was El Fuego, yeah, because when he took out the device, it reminded me of Bobby on the Oval, where he pulled out a device to detect bugs in the hotel room when he was with Lily. But I don't know. Tyler Perry, you definitely Tyler Perry'd this episode, that's for sure. So thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the final review of All the Queen's Men Season 1.